My name's Caitlin, and welcome to the podcast. If this is your first time, then I'm happy to have you, and hopefully you get something out of this. Today I am basically gonna talk about stuff that happened yesterday, and it'll probably be a little ranty. And yeah, if you don't feel like listening to that, then that's fine. Yeah. Let me start off first. The first section of today's episode, is gonna be basically my stupid thing's doing that thing again. Okay, whatever. It says it's recording, but it also says 00:00. I know it's recording, but it really is bothering me. Anyways, okay, I have to just ignore it. Yeah. So, first section, why are men weird? And why do they have to make women uncomfortable? So yeah, basically, I'm not great at social cues. However, in middle school, I think is when my hypervigilance began. So now I read into things too much because I'm trying to figure things out. So I'm actually normally pretty good at social cues, I guess, when it comes to I can figure it out. Sure, I'm standing there, trying to process stuff. That's why social interactions are so exhausting because it doesn't come naturally to me. I have to, manually do those, processes of deciphering and asking myself all of these questions. But I can generally figure it out. And if I am still unsure, I'll, ask somebody, hey, so this happened. Is that weird? I feel like it's weird. And in this case, I am not using weird in a positive light. Normally I do, especially when I'm talking about myself, because, there's a lot of, really, I tend to use it in a positive way. I should think of a different word. Why do you guys have to be creepy? How about that? That's probably a better word. Why? I'll go into more details. I highly doubt that person's ever gonna see this video, but I also don't really give a shit. Don't make women uncomfortable then. Basically, the other day, I'm just at work, but I was by myself because it was, holiday season, so a bunch of people took off work. There's only ever one person working each day for, a couple weeks. So, no big deal. I'm just sitting at the front desk at a work share space, which had, much less traffic than, say, a hotel or something, and it's, I have to buzz people into the door. It's relatively secure, plus it was holidays, so, nobody came in, really. There was hardly any people, I would say, but maybe half or less. So it was fine. I was kind of boring, but generally not much going on. I could just focus on getting end of year tasks done and good to go. But there's this person at work who has talked to me a few times. Talking to me is not a problem, I guess. Yeah, I'm awkward and long conversations. I'm I prefer shorter interactions, typically. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, I'm autistic, so what am I going to say? It's just, socializing is hard for me, and so my brain is just, like, tired quickly, when it comes to socializing, unless it's, like, the two people that I can socialize with that are, like, I'm extremely close to, and I can kind of just not think about stuff while I'm talking to them, because I don't care, I don't have to figure out what they're saying. But, like, anyone else, like, literally anyone else, I feel like my brain is always, like, super, like, dialed in and, like, trying to, like, I don't know. I'm working at max capacity in, like, every social situation. So, it gets really exhausting really quickly. So, if somebody's talking to me for, like, a half hour, I'm checked out halfway through. I'm just like, why are we still here? Don't you have things to do? Like, but I don't want to be rude, so I don't ever say anything because I work here and I can't make people uncomfortable like that. Yeah, anyways, it's part of the job. Um, so basically, this person's talking to me for a while. And it has done that a couple of times. And it's whatever, I can't really get too mad at it. At least I'm getting paid, you know. So that happens. And so then they, start talking to me again that day where I'm alone, and I was just, like, doing some work in the kitchen, and they, like, part of the conversation, they asked me about my tattoos, which I do have several, and I have one right here, and I was wearing a short sleeve, so I just lifted my sleeve a little bit, and was like, yeah, it's the tattoo. I guess I'm assuming that's the one that they were talking about because that was the most visible at the time. And so they start talking about tattoos, and we're like, well, I personally don't think I would ever get one because I don't know if I could, what if I don't like the design later? And it's like, what? Okay, why are we having this conversation? Doesn't make any sense to me. I have a tattoo. Obviously, I decided that I was going to like this forever or deal with it. I like it. My opinions don't really change that much when it comes to that. I even said I like the act of decorating myself. Like, that is something where I am permanently decorated. I like looking at myself in the mirror more because of it. Like, I didn't say that, but, like, that's what I'm thinking. Like, I like it. I don't foresee a point in time where I ever will not like it. Also, if I'm old and wrinkly and the tattoos don't look great, I already don't look great because I'm old and wrinkly. Who gives a shit? Anyways, sorry for the cursing this today. I'm just, like, feeling it. Anyways, it's gonna be an interesting episode. Buckle up. So yeah, I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, okay, then don't get a tattoo. Like, who cares? I don't. Anyways, then he grabs my hand and holds my hand like this to, like, look at my tattoo, which is a cute little ghost dude. And then he goes, oh, that's from Mario Kart, right? And I'm like, I mean, no, it's not. It looks like it. I will give you that. It does look like it. But it's not. Like, my partner has a correlating tattoo with a little Grim Reaper dude that looks very similar, and, like, it was just a tattoo convention tattoo. And he's like, no, it's from that. No, it's from that. I'm like, I know what you're talking about, but also, no, it's not. Anyways, just, being annoying and has to be right kind of person. And I'm like, okay, whatever. Like, this is not worth the energy to keep arguing with this person. And of course, I'm arguing in the most polite possible way because that's how I am at work, which obviously I am not right now because I am so drained from that, all of that. Every day, it's like, okay, I enjoy being polite and agreeable, but not all the time, and I don't know how to be, like, it's either this, where I'm just fed up, or I'm, like, the sweetest, nicest person. Like, there's no in-between, and I wish that there was, but I'm autistic, and there's no in-betweens with anything. So anyways, on with the story. Not only did he touch me and not ask, I don't care if it's my hand, you don't touch me. Don't touch me, okay? So that was already really weird to me. I was like, no. So immediately I'm on edge at that point. I'm like, so I start, inching away during the conversation, like trying to be like, hint, hint, leave me alone. Then he asked me if I have other tattoos. I'm like, yeah, I've got other tattoos, but like they're right here or right here on my leg. And he was like, oh, so like maybe I'll see you around in a bikini. And then points to the river, which I don't know if you've ever been to Alexandria, but it's literally it's a river with shops on the waterfront. There's absolutely no reason anyone would ever wear a bikini. There's no beach. There's like, what do you do? It's a river. And it's a gross one at that. Like, who? No. You're never going to see me in a bikini. Thank you. So yeah, I was just like, so of course at first I was like, that's weird. I feel no, that's weird, right? The more I thought about it, the more I'm like, God, why? And yeah, I told my coworker, um, I think there was somebody like, she works like half days, so I think she came in later that day or something, and I told her, or maybe it was the next time, I don't think it was that day though, and I was like, yeah, that was freaking weird, wasn't it? And she was like, oh yeah, no, that's really weird. So, I needed that confirmation from someone else to be like, oh yeah, you were right, that is weird, because being autistic, I don't always trust my gut reactions to things because sometimes I overreact or read things wrong. So, yeah, I wasn't sure, so I asked, and she was like, yeah, no, that's weird. So yeah, basically that conversation. Why? So that was weird. And I just like couldn't really get over that, to be honest. When it came to like anytime I see this person, I think of that conversation and I can't like make it stop. And so yesterday, you know, the things that this person said wouldn't necessarily have seemed weird had that other conversation not happened. But because that conversation did happen, I'm constantly looking at this person through that lens. And so I'm like over analyzing everything this person says to me or is doing near me. And so I noticed that he comes over to like talk to me at the front desk and notices that my coworker, who is a guy, is there. And so I think he like walked away the first time, and then like later on he realizes like my coworker's not leaving. So he comes over and talks to both of us. And then he, like, asks about mail or something because he saw that there was mail there, and apparently his package wasn't here yet. And I was like, okay, well, no, when it gets here, I'll bring it over. And, like, when it, so it gets there, like, 20 minutes later, so I, like, walk it over to their office. And he's like, oh, I must be special, and, like, I'm glad you brought it instead of, like, my coworker. Like, I get that everybody likes dissing on each other and it's kind of like a joke thing. Like, I understand the dynamic, typically speaking, like that. It's not the first time somebody said something like that, but I was just like, I just laughed and walked away as fast as possible. That was the first interaction of me going, literally, like, ugh. I can't, like, I have to physically shake it off. I can't just, like, mentally, I have to physically do that. So then, later, I'm still delivering mail, It's part of the job, I'm delivering mail. So I walk around and I have to pass their office again. Apparently they have a meeting upstairs. They were right outside of their office. And, like, he goes, oh, is that for me? I had one letter left in my hand. And I just go, nope. And then I say, sorry, maybe next time. And then I go, like when I walk away, obviously he can't see me. Because I'm like, why did I even say that? Like, I made it sound like, why am I even entertaining this person? Yeah. Basically, like, that interaction, like, there's nothing wrong with that interaction, really. I'm just uncomfortable, I guess. And so then later, I'm still delivering mail because I'm doing my job. And it's like 5 minutes later, and I'm upstairs because we have 2 floors, and so, like, I'm upstairs delivering mail, and apparently their meeting is upstairs. And he's like, oh my god, are you following me? And I'm like, ugh. And so I deliver the mail. Then I go to the kitchen upstairs because doing my job, gonna do a walkthrough, make sure things cleaned up. Run into the guy again, and he's like, oh my god, stop following me. And I'm like, So yeah, had to shake that one off again. And then they go to the kitchen. One of his coworkers comes out and we're talking, and then he I'm like laughing or talking about something, and he's like, oh, what's going on? Like, get away. Like, not every conversation has to involve you. Anyways. Anyways, I swear I wouldn't feel this strongly had he never said that beanie comment. Yeah. Anyways, so then they go off, do their meeting. I finish the mail. I don't see him again until the end of the day. He walked past the front desk and says goodbye, and he winks at me. And I'm just like, oh, earlier in the day, forgot to mention this, first thing he said to me was he liked my outfit. I was literally wearing black pants and a black t-shirt and a little gray cardigan sweater thing and this hat. Like, literally just a black t-shirt, and I'm like, no, like, okay, complimenting someone is fine, I guess. I do get kind of weirded out, like, when any guy compliments me. I always feel like, is there an ulterior motive here? I don't know why. When women compliment me, totally different. I don't care. I don't even care if there is an ulterior motive. If a woman compliments me, I'm taking it. But when guys compliment me, it's just, ugh. Ugh. So anyways, because he complimented me and there was absolutely nothing worth complimenting in my outfit, I just thought it was weird. Also, I think at one point I caught him out of the corner of my eye looking at my butt. But I was literally wearing period panties that make me look like a diaper butt. So I'm like, I really hope that maybe he was just like, what? I don't know. Maybe he wasn't. Maybe he just happened to be looking down when I turned slightly to see him behind me. I don't know. All I'm saying is I think I'm reading into things too much, obviously. And also, why do people have to even... If he had never said that one comment, I wouldn't be so uncomfortable right now. But I also, like, don't want to be like, hey, the other day you made me uncomfortable. I know I probably should do that, but why do I have to be the one to... Anyways, I'm probably not going to say anything, and I'm probably just going to ignore it until he says something else, and if he says something else, then I'll address it in the moment. But, that's basically that situation, hence the first section of today's episode. Why do men have to be creepy? And he's not that old. Like, he's probably 10 years older than me. So, like, he's not that old. I just, whatever. People be weird, and sometimes not in a good way. Yeah. So, after that, I had an appointment with my psychiatrist, which brings us to the next section, which is why do medical professionals have to question your diagnosis? Also, I will preface this with my psychiatrist is way better than a lot of the ones that I've heard out there when it comes to this topic. So I am absolutely not complaining. Yes, there are things that could be better. But I've heard of much, much worse situations, so I am very aware that this is a very mild case. Okay, so prefacing it with that. I had this appointment solely to get my prolactin levels retested because I had been on a medication that in rare cases can cause hyperprolactinemia, which is what I have, according to the last labs. And before I go to the endocrinologist for that, I wanted to get it retested since I had stopped taking that medication in case it caused that. Okay, so it was really easy. All I needed was her to resubmit the labs, So it was, I was like, it's gonna be a short appointment. It's gonna be fine. So she asks a couple of questions, asks how I'm doing, and then, I had asked her previously about people who, people who do autism assessments. And so she'd given me somebody who cost thousands of dollars, and so I didn't go with them. So I told her that, I actually did get an evaluation, and would you like the documents to update your records? So I sent her over the documents, and then she was like, first off, she goes, well, it looks like, a couple of the sections on, like, the IQ test say it's superior, and the other ones are, like, within average ranges, so, like, you must be really high functioning. And I'm like, oh, God. For one thing, we don't use those terms anymore. And then also, yeah, when there's a huge discrepancy from superior to low average when it comes to different sections of the IQ testing, then yeah, there's a problem. Like, you don't just have superior verbal processing and whatever the other one was. Because I can't fucking remember because my working memory is average and my processing speed is low average. Like when there's at least my understanding that my evaluator, who genuinely has spent more time with me than my psychiatrist, because this is like a new psychiatrist that I only started going to this summer. She hardly knows me. Anyways. My evaluator explained to me that when there's a large discrepancy, that typically explains a lot of the issues that I'm having, and that can be indicative of autism as long as there's all of the other criteria. But basically saying that, like, that is an issue. Like, that you do have genuine struggles because of those deficits and differences in your processing abilities. So, like, yeah. Anyways, that annoyed me. And so then she goes, you know, I saw the section on ADHD, but did she, like, do anything for OCD? And I'm like, no. But I also explained to her that I have no fear around any rituals that I do throughout the day. Like, I don't have any, like, repetitive rituals that I, like, have to do most of the time. Like, there's like one that I can think of, and it's silly, and if I don't do it, I'm not like, oh, the world's gonna end. I just like to do, like, there's things that I just like to do a certain way because I like to do them a certain way. I just remembered I was supposed to do something and I didn't, and now it's okay. Anyways, it's not a problem. Somebody keeps using my loofah in the shower. So I got a new one today and was very angry about it because I don't like the scent of the soap that they're using, and I don't want that on my body, so don't touch my loofah. Anyways, I got a new one. I have to text the family group chat. Don't use it. Please. Anyways, I was going to just take it to my room so nobody could use it, but I forgot. So anyways, there are certain things that I just like a certain way, but I don't have repetitive rituals and things that would be considered OCD tendencies. I don't, from my understanding of OCD, have anything like that. But she just was insistent that I, need to do this 40-minute questionnaire thing at some point. And I'm like, I don't have OCD. I'm autistic. But it's like now, again, I may be reading into this wrong, but I really got the vibe that she feels that autism is more of a like I'm not low functioning enough to be autistic, essentially. Like, I get by fine enough in my life that, like my scores weren't bad enough to really, like, it's not an intellectual disability. Like, I don't understand. Like, I do kind of, like, I know she's a professional, and I wanted her professional opinion on some things. That's why I asked her. I know I'm not a doctor, but it's also like I talk to these people and I feel like they don't even know as much as I do, and it's really annoying. Because I don't want to come across that way. I absolutely do not want to come across as a know-it-all, but I do have a lot of information, so I ask questions very specifically. I'm also fucking autistic, so I like things to be very clear, and I put a lot of context in my questions. And so, anyways, very heated about this, obviously. So then I ask her a couple of questions about hyperprolactinemia, because she's the one who, diagnosed me with it because of the labs that she requested, so I figured, why not ask her? I'm paying to see you right now, might as well ask. So I basically was like, you said that hyperprolactinemia could be indicative of low dopamine levels, and I have only heard of low dopamine levels being in relation to ADHD. And since my test came back that I don't have ADHD, what else could it be related to? Could it be related to my autism? Like, what could it be related to? And basically, she's like, well, it could just be hormonal, but like, we really don't know. Like, basically, because I've had anxiety in the past, I feel like she was coddling me because she didn't want me to like freak out. She was like, do you research your mental health a lot? And I'm like, yeah, I research everything. I actually really like researching. I like information in general. I don't only research that. Um, but it was almost like she was like, are you psyching yourself out? Are you like talking yourself into these things? Basically, is what I was getting. Now again, hypervigilance here. Obviously, I am putting a lot of context into what she's saying that she did not give. So, I could be wrong. That is very much how I felt based off of what she said. Um, and yeah, I just hate, like, just talk to me. Give me the information like a normal person. Like, I'm not upset. I would prefer to get information from a professional rather than Google. I understand that Google doesn't know everything and that I, could be wrong here. That's why I'm asking. Anyways, so then I'm just like, I feel like I keep hitting a wall here. Like, if I was just having an intellectual conversation with you and we could just exchange information because you're my doctor and why can't we have conversations? Like, why is it's like if I have too much information when I'm asking a question, then it's like I am saying that I know more than you, which I am not. I don't know more than you. Maybe I do, but probably not. But talk to me about it. Anyways, that was really frustrating for me. Because I really just wanted to know what it could be related to. I'm not applying everything you say. If I ask, what could it be related to? I'm not saying, oh no, now I'm gonna think I have whatever that is. Trust me, I've already Googled it. I've already looked into it. I want to know from you as a professional who deals with this on a regular basis, probably, what your educated opinion is. Not, yeah. Basically, I'm giving you a chance here to override Google. Why, like, I'm not saying that Google is right and you're wrong. I'm saying you're right. Tell me what the right answer is. Anyways, yeah. I don't understand. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like there was one other thing and I can't remember now, but I don't know why it's so hard for medical professionals to share information and have an educated conversation with someone. I'm like, do I need to have a degree in order for you to listen to me? Like, just because I did research on my own time with my own resources doesn't mean that I am just some wackadoodle hyping up some thing that I don't have. I'm just gathering information, and I would like you to tell me if any of the information I have is correct. That's all. I don't know. If anyone else experiences this, let me know. I've heard that other people do. If you have experiences you want to share related to either thing, either section of today's episode, then yeah, definitely let me know. I am also adding all of these videos to YouTube now, so if you're on there, you can also check it out over there. And I may be starting a blog with like themed posts related to each episode, so there's that. I don't know. I'm just kind of figuring out what to do related to this because I'm really enjoying it. I need a hobby because I have no special interest right now, and so this seems to be like my special interest at the moment. So yeah, I feel more calm now that I talked through this. I talked through it last night too, twice. Once with my mom, and then once with my partner. Well, okay, once. Each section were two separate conversations. I told my partner about the guy, and I told my mom about the psychiatrist. So I have already ranted through this, but again, I need to process things multiple times in order to like actually fully process stuff. So that's what this is for. Yeah. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and if there's anything that like any topic that you would like my opinion on, or like my viewpoint on anything, like definitely feel free to leave a comment or shoot me an email or Instagram message. Because I am open to suggestions for topics. Obviously, I'm still gonna do like the normal updates, but I don't mind incorporating some more themes into these episodes. Yeah. Anyways, I'm bad at goodbyes, and hopefully today is less weird in a bad way, maybe more weird in a good way. Yeah, I forgot my mug again, so I'm mad about that. It's whatever. I'll just have to use a regular mug. Ugh. Hope my spoon is clean. Anyways, yeah. This is only my second day back at work since like having a week off because of holidays and then being sick and then snow. We'll see if I just tank again, you know. But I've only got one more day this week, so I'm really hoping that like I don't know. Can I stave off the burnout? I mean, next week's a full week, so I'm sure by Friday I'll be burnt out again. But maybe I can stave it off until like next week? Yeah, maybe next Thursday. Maybe I can have a whole week of just being like generally okay. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, once I get back into the full swing of things, I don't know. I don't know what to do. I want to have a conversation about having a work from home day, but it's also like I just don't know if that's the answer. I have this fantasy of what I want my life to look like. And I know I talked about that in the last episode, but it's really hard to get it out of my head. And to be okay with the way that things are. So yeah, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing as long as I can until things start falling apart again. I know it's not a great option, a great solution. If anybody's got suggestions on how to make my schedule work. Seeing as you guys know my schedule, I have gone into detail about it on previous episodes. Feel free to let me know, but yeah, I have a feeling that there's not really any good solution right now. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to keep my head up, stay positive, enjoy the little things in life, and see how long I can last before I burn out again. And yeah. Anyways, I'm trailing off. Thanks for watching, and always remember that you are enough.